really get the message out, and at the same time you're creating a product that's artistic, where you can make people feel the music and see the actual visuals. So, can you call it art?
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
Of course you can. AI, you know, that's a new art form that we have welcomed as well.
I think going back to your point, I remember Rolls-Royce did an exhibition in Circle Avenue a few years back where they commissioned Manal Dobayan, who is a Saudi born artist, but really has become international as well. And I think there are these different collaborations. Like we said earlier, I don't think there is right or wrong. I just think as a brand, you have to define a purpose and think long term, be selective, and create that meaning together with the stakeholders that you appoint. And I think stakeholders and partners are really important in that journey, because it can translate in communications, in brand building, in loyalty, in connecting with completely different type of clientele, and building that loyalty for your brand. So I just think it's not limited to any medium at all, and it could work better for one brand than the other. It just depends how you want to actually enter the art world and the type of story that you want to build. It can be supporting commissions, it can be supporting different artists, it can be creating your own award, it can be, it's really, the world is limitless. But
this will only inspire content creators to really elevate their content and be more precise with their craft and what they send out. Because I think that now the social media is very focused, and there's a lot of content that's going out there, but I'm not sure if I'm passionate about everything that I see. But then again, there are some beautiful pieces and beautiful videos that are being created, content that's being created. I think that would be interesting to see where that's heading. The videographers that create content as a work, how can they take that and lift it to a higher level? I think this is for me, this is what art is, when you really take that, and lift it to a higher place.
I mean, I just think we have to be careful as well, because I always say when you involve an artistic soul, create a moment that will help your career, that will be career defining as a brand. I think that's where that marriage comes in between the two, because if it's only about short-term thinking and creating something for social media only, it becomes very reductive for their practice. So how can this be a long-term commitment and something that translates into
marriage,
different platforms?
A lot of relationship terms.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to go back to your point about, since we're talking relationships, I get the feeling that brands date. They don't marry, at least here in the region. There's no, we've seen many, collaborate, but it's a hit and run.
One-off. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a strategy. And again, back to our point earlier, Hatem, about changing an attitude. So when you're sitting on the table with a luxury brand and you're agreeing on on your next activation, it cannot just be the one time. You can't get any return on investment from just the one time. And that's when we try as practitioners to convert the brand into a patron. Like, you can't just buy it. Anybody can be a collector. You can come in and buy something and go. But to be a patron is to stick it out, for the long term. And if I'm not mistaken, this is why you had created that forum at ITHRA, because you saw a gap. You saw that there was something missing. And maybe you can tell the audience a little bit about the
as ex-banker turned designer who basically came to Saudi for the first time, I felt completely like a complete fish out of water vis-a-vis the culture, and being a designer in a landscape that didn't have the ecosystem to create fashion, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's design. It was actually quite daring of me to become a designer myself. So eventually I realized that the struggle that I went through to get to where I was not an easy, was quite a difficult task. So
can you tell us what was difficult?
I mean, number one, the access available. Just like, for example, my had I not gone to living in Europe, I wouldn't know who Magritte is or Andy Warhol. The exposure, earlier on in the conversation we had, exposure being outside is priceless. So now with social media, the world is smaller and you get more access to information. But creating actual forums that can intellectualize fashion and making people look at fashion in a different perspective. We brought people from MIT, from London School of Fashion. We even tackled issues like intellectual property. Farah Zafar, who's MBS's lawyer, came and spoke about intellectual property, all the issues that we face as designers. Creating an ecosystem and creating a place that people can go to and refer to, kind of like your older brother or sister that you can go to, confide in, and then they will give you good advice. So this is the beauty of what ITHRA is about. Really, it's a cultural institution for world culture. It doesn't stop just at fashion. Anything that's creative, and anyone that wants a specific. We had workshops as well. How to build your brand. People were completely flabbergasted, and it will only teach the younger generation that you can actually create an industry out of fashion. I'm one of the lucky ones. I went to school abroad, university, but not everyone has the luck to get the academics. Not everyone is a law school graduate or a lawyer. So they need to realize that through fashion or through the creative process, you can actually create jobs and industries. So getting this mindset of showing them you can cultivate your talent and create it into an actual business.
But does ITHRA know, or have you told ITHRA that they need to keep doing this?
We are working on more workshops at the moment. We have a few people that are in the industry who are coming creating workshops. The fashion focus, I feel, is too specific, and I actually agree, because if we focus only on fashion, it limits other design concepts. There is a concept that I'm working on right now, I'm not allowed to disclose, but it's basically related to the fact that fashion and anything creative, entrepreneurship driven, that's related to talent, can be cultivated and can actually take. You just need precision. You need to understand the craft. Issues that we have, I think, all over the Gulf is we have to tend to go to other places to get manufacturing done, or the savoir-faire in craftsmanship. Understanding the craft is key, I think. We need to understand how important it is to have something that's made, and you can present it in PT Uma or Salon Il Mobile or anywhere in the world. Yeah.
Jasper, when you're sitting on the discussion table with the brand, how does it work? Do they come and say, okay, we want to do this, or do you tailor make something together?
It has to be both. You have to help the conversation, because I have the experience of things that have worked in the past. I also have the understanding of what is possible to create. But the brand knows the brand knows their customers, the brand knows intimately, and also has the experience from many, many years in some cases of what they need to say as their story. And you have to put that together. You have to basically start with an agenda that is loose, an agenda that is at least clear that there are certain objectives you're going to try and reach. There are certain deliverables that we can hope to bring, and then you have to work out, well, what's going to be important. And the best partnerships, the deal that you do at the beginning is not the one that you end up with at the end. It's about having a framework that is flexible enough, and we've just talked about it, over a long enough period of time to allow things to develop. And you can't foresee all of the ways that they will develop, because nobody knows, and each collaboration is new. So the best ones, in my experience, have been where you start with something and you think, yeah, this is right, this is good, it's going to work for everybody. And many of the things do work, and they are good, but not everything. And if you are both allowed to tweak as you go, and you're both open and receptive to it being a relationship and a partnership, go back to your relationship analogy, it's very apt. You have to grow together, and if you can do that, I think you stand the very best chance of success, because you both have to succeed out of it. You both have to achieve those early initial objectives, whether that's ROI or anything else, but then you have to go on beyond that, and you have to create something that is much more important, has much more longevity, and ultimately, for both parties, has much, much more value.
And do you think, and this is for all of you, looking at the local landscape, is there enough? Are there enough collaborations? Art and luxury? I mean, I know there are some, but is it enough? Where is it?
We
Where is
still
it
have
going?
a very long way to go. I mean, what happened with Bulgari and Anish Kapoor is minimal.
Yeah.
Whatever we do here, we want to be able to present it globally and for it to be part of it, not like a one-off or a capsule
Or a cookie cutter approach.
Exactly, yeah. So it's very kind of idealistic, but I don't think that it's gotten to a stage where the credibility is there, and also the understanding is there. Like you mentioned, they must complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that every step is right in the right direction. We need to start somewhere. So I think that at least we have stories that we can tell. So,
I think every step we as art patrons of this industry are taking it wrong. I mean, how many people here are patrons of the art? Can I please see your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, or whatever, we're all patrons. No one is a patron. We need collective. We need the whole world to collect art. And how can we do that? Because we get the whole world to collect art, then we'll get more patrons to support the art industry. We are looking at it completely the wrong way. The art industry is completely complacent. Why? Because they've got big money behind them who just like particular art. Oh, they're also collectors. It's capital at the end of the day. What inspired me to get into art, because I have really no idea of art. I only have the idea of money. So one guy told me,
That can work.
one person told me, you are not known by the amount of money you have. You are going to be known by what hangs on your wall. So I was like, wow. So it doesn't matter as much money as I will make, even if I become 100 times bigger than Bill Gates, I'll just have an extra.
you have mass, collaborations. You have Coca-Cola with Lagerfeld. You have H&M artistic collaborations. Those do actually exist. But the thing is, we need to also categorize. So, as I consider myself to be an artist, because may I? If I'm a designer, I guess. But when you consider yourself to be an artist, when your creation process, we have to understand what they go through when they're creating. So it's not something that you're willing to give just like that to anyone else. It depends. There are some pieces that are made for specific.
So for example, we get into fractional ownership, right? Because no one here can afford Picasso or a Van Gogh, especially 10 of Van Gogh. I mean, that's $1.5 billion. There's only 55 billionaires in the UAE. So what, there's 55 people market. So what we need to do is collective power of the people, inclusion. Like our friend, Dr. Peter said last time, art needs to be more inclusive. We need more inclusion from everybody, especially the youth. The youth needs to be educated that art is a very important asset for them to keep for their future. Not only real estate is an asset.
But how do you think you can do that?
Oh, various ways. Now, for example, if you have a piece of painting, which if there's a painting that everyone in this room likes, for example, let's say a Van Gogh, let's say it's worth, let's say a Picasso, it's worth $1 million. Everyone in this room can own that Picasso with as little as $5 or $1. Would you all like to own a percentage of the Picasso? Yeah. I mean, maybe not, but there will be enough people who would be willing to put in a little bit of money to own.
But how are you going to make them put that $5?
That's blockchain, basically.
I think we're getting a bit distracted maybe from
veering away from
our starting purpose. I think inclusivity is important, but I think safeguarding the process. It's easy to go back to Picasso's and Dali's. I think, first of all, they've already been part of collections globally for a very long time. To even get access to one Picasso wouldn't be an easy task.
But hang on.
But I think
why would we
But my next
Either.
question, exactly, that's what I'm headed to.
It's one
Why would we want a
Picasso.
Picasso? Exactly.
I don't want the
What-
Picasso.
what-
I
what
want
do
the
you
Hassan.
want?
It's a
I
secondary
want
What do you want?
something
What do
of
you
the
want?
shit. I want something that
Artists from
comes
this
to me.
region.
Okay, let's meet
It's from
halfway.
my
Let's meet
region.
halfway.
Any particular
Let's meet
page?
halfway here. We talk about, LVMH making so much investment in the refurbishing of Notre Dame.
Exactly.
That is priceless.
Let's get the Bitcoin
And
thing.
at the same time, you're targeting the
rebuild
world.
mosques and
They are even 3D mapping it from now. We go
Heritage.
3D mapping of Notre Dame. This is how it should be. But then there's still a sense of exclusivity. There's still a sense of, there's substance.
Well, there's two
when
trains of thought.
it becomes completely diluted, there's no more substance.